Starring B. Ladae in.
But, Ma, that's my favorite movie. Oh, well, all right. But don't you spend too much time in front of that TV, do you hear me? Yes, Ma. Hello, and welcome to another episode of But Ma, That's My Favorite Movie. And I am your host, B. Ladae. Now, you already know what I gotta do. First and foremost, let me thank my listeners. I want to thank all of my listeners. If you are a returning listener, thank you so much for coming on the side, geeking out with me about movies. You're a real one. Period. And if you're a new listener, then welcome to the dark side. I mean, to the side where we discuss movies more than critiquing them. Because who am I to judge someone's art? I I'd like to tell you about a movie and the things I enjoy about them, and maybe sprinkle in, a few things here and there about something that maybe didn't make sense, or I didn't like that very much, or this character didn't, wow me, or maybe something did bore me. But I really like to keep it on more of the positive things about movies instead of just tearing it apart, because there's other people doing that out there, and they're way better at it than me. But I just like talking about it like a regular conversation. Hey, there's this movie. This is what it's about. Blah, 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 blah. Right? Now, I'll pretty much sum up what my dad told me, and I've kind of lived by this ever since he said it. So basically, I'm going to sum this up cuz this is not the exact words, but cuz we were talking about movies one time, and he's basically just saying like they're just movies. Like the whole purpose is to entertain. So we should just enjoy them and not take them so seriously. And Dad, when you listen to this episode, let me know if I quoted you right, because that stuck with me, because I remember I was so like this and that by movies. Like if we're in a society where we always have to have an opinion, and we mostly lean towards the negative stuff, like what I didn't like versus what we did like, and just enjoying stuff instead of feeling like we have to have an opinion on it, if that makes sense. And so when he said that, that stuck with me, and I thought, I like that premise. And don't get me wrong, I have moments where I am nitpicky about movies, or to be honest, a lot of the time it's not that I'm saying like movies are terrible. I just don't get wowed with movies as much because of just the way things have been put out recently and stuff. So I don't, but I digress. So, back to what I was saying. So, if you are the first time listener, thanks for coming by. And you are definitely in for a treat that I hope will keep you coming back for more. All right. So, this title of this episode is But Ma, That's Bila Day's favorite movie. Okay, so my birthday was this past Tuesday, which was February 2nd, aka Groundhog's Day. And I wanted to talk about movies that I love. No, actually, I'll take that. I wanted to talk about movies that are my actual favorites, because I've mentioned before, even though in the title it's But Ma, That's My Favorite Movie, most of the movies I talk about are movies that I love and I enjoy. But I have actual like favorite movies that I would recommend to anyone to watch. And so I wanted to kick off this little series talking about my actual favorite movies. I think I only have like 5 or 6 like actual favorites, but I love a bunch. So yeah, I felt it would be super appropriate to just spend this week, since it was my birthday week, talking about movies that are my favorite. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start with the first movie here, and lights, camera, action. We are not groupies. Groupies sleep with rock stars because they want to be near someone famous. We are here because of the music. We inspire the music. We are band-aids. And that quote is by the character Penny Lane, who's played by Kate Hudson. Now, this movie was released September 22nd, 2000. It was directed and written by Cameron Crowe, who also directed We Bought a Zoo, Vanilla Sky, and Jerry Maguire. And he actually wrote Jerry Maguire and Vanilla Sky. And that's 2 Tom Cruise movies. So I thought that was super interesting because, to be honest, I did not know that he actually directed Jerry Maguire, because Jerry Maguire, that's like, I feel like one of the most known movie titles. Like everyone knows, even if you've never watched that movie, you've heard that title. Or you remember the line from Cuba Gooding Jr.'s character, "Show me the money." I've never seen it. That's on my list to watch, but I had no idea that he actually directed and wrote that movie. So that's super dope. All right. Let's go ahead and get into the summary here. So in the beginning, we have entered into a 1969 where we get introduced to William, who is younger Will, because we would later see, Will that's going to be in the rest of the movie, but we get to see the younger version, who is played by Michael Angarano. And his mom, Elaine, is played by Frances McDermott. And they are out and about, and they're discussing the book To Kill a Mockingbird. And even though William is so young, he's able to keep up the conversation with his mother, and they're talking about the different characters, what they love about them, and, just discussing the book. So you can tell Elaine has done a very good job by keeping her son knowledgeable, right, with books. Because, normally kids, when they're younger, they're into video games and, playing around. But the fact that he knows about, classic book, he's able to hold a conversation with his mom. It says a lot about this boy, that this is our first impression of him, and it says a lot about who he is, right? Now, the next scene, we get introduced to Anita, who's played by Zooey Deschanel, who is a teenager and is the complete opposite of William. She is just getting home, and before she goes inside, she ends up like smelling her breath, and you're at first assuming that maybe she's been drinking and she's trying to find a way to hide it, right? Now, when she goes inside, her mom instantly, because the mom was in the kitchen cooking with William, and she runs in front of Anita's path before Anita can, rush to her room, because that's what she was trying to do. And she's asking her, if she wants, something to eat. And, Anita's like, no, I'm good. And then Elaine is like, "You've been kissing, haven't you?" And at first she is denying it, and she does keep denying it. And you can obviously tell she's lying, but she's really trying to convince her mom otherwise by saying no, I haven't. And then she notices that Anita is hiding something in her jacket. And so Elaine asks her what it is. Anita ends up pulling out a record, and, it's a rock and roll record. And you could tell instantly that Elaine is not feeling any rock and roll being played in her house. And so this is the one moment where we learn about how Elaine is pretty much with her kids. And especially with Anita, since she's the oldest one, she has truly realized how sheltered her mom has tried to make her be, and make William be as well. Because she's basically kind of going into this rant, and she's just first it was, white flour, then it was bacon, and we freaking, we have Christmas in September because, that's when they don't market it, in the commercials. Hello everyone, this is Ladae. Sorry to interrupt this episode, but I just wanted to let you know that you were only listening to a preview. So if you would like to listen to the rest of this episode, then you can definitely go to the website butmathat'smyfavoritemovie.com, or you can go directly to any of these platforms for the full episode. We are available on Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Radio Public, Pocket Cast, Castbox. Please don't hesitate to follow the podcast on any of those platforms so that you can be notified anytime a new episode is available. If you didn't know, our primary release day is every Thursday, but be on the lookout for bonus content as well. Now, if you've listened to the But Ma, That's My Favorite Movie podcast before, that's awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it. So if you have a friend that loves movies like we do, then definitely go ahead and share this podcast with them. And if you're a new listener and you do end up enjoying the podcast, well, then you go ahead and share with a friend too. Also, don't forget to like any of our social media pages so that you can also get updates and regular information about the podcast and about any of the episodes that are coming up. The social media sites that we have a presence on are Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And also, if you want to leave a review, whether constructive or positive, we'd appreciate that too. All right, go ahead and get over to one of the other platforms so we can finish getting into the rest of these movies.